folks.
Hi, everybody.
Day 3 here, and it's raining. Quick little tip for you, it always rains on day 3. At least in springtime in the first year. So you do not need to be using your watering can on this day. Chances are Pierre is going to send you a little notice that he's got a backpack in stock. This will help a little bit. But we're not concerned about that now. But yeah, see how the ground is nicely watered? See? Alright, pre-watered, so do not need to be using your watering can. Looks like the crow's got 1 or 2 spots there. But what I'm going to do now is, actually I need a little bit more storage space. So, ooh, little twigs in the ground. Always grab those. You never know what you can find. Get geodes, treasures, artifacts. But at the moment, I'm going to chop down some trees here so I can craft some storage. And the nice thing about doing that is you can put away the things that you don't need, which then really frees up a lot more slots in your backpack. So in the first couple of days, it saves you from having to spend a lot of money over at Pierre's to expand the storage slots in your backpack. You're going to have to be a little bit thoughtful with your money and see, is it really worth it. That's one of the things about Stardew is you're always making choices like this or that. You know, should I pay for this? Should I do it myself? Should I craft it? Should I buy it? Do I want it now? Do I want it later? You're always making these sorts of choices. So for today, since we don't have to use any of our time watering anything, let's go fishing. So the only 2 things we need, as you can see, we have a lot of availability now in our backpack. The only 2 things we need is the hoe and the fishing rod. So let's see if we can get ourselves into a nice fishing spot. So I'll show you my first spot that I like in the town river, and that's just in front of Jody and Emily's house here. So if you just go over and line yourself up between these 2 little shrubs here, this is a nice spot. And remember, this part, we're still fairly new at it, so it's going to take you a little bit of time to get used to fishing and get some practice. My advice would be just don't overclick it and don't overthink where the fish is. Initially, just ignore the treasures. Go after the fish first. If you get the treasure still, if it's a calm fish and it's not bobbling around too much, that's fine. But for now, for instance, this fish, whatever it is, a little bit too advanced still for us to do it very easily. As you notice, it's a floater and, as I call a bobber up and down, so it's really jumping around. So let me just fast forward through this part. It does get a little bit boring, but keep trying to fish and accumulate as many fish as you can. If you come across any algae, go ahead and eat that. Getting some garbage there, a little bit of driftwood. But keep trying to get those fish. And practice makes perfect. This is initially something that's going to be one of the more frustrating parts of the game, to get used to the fishing bar. But just don't overthink it. It'll just come in time. But this particular spot seems to have quite a few advanced fish, so I'm going to just give up on this. And again, you don't have to. You can stay in the same spot almost the whole day if you want. I'm going to my second favorite fishing spot here by the entrance bridge to the beach. This is another good one where I find I've had decent luck finding fish. So let's give it a little bit of time and see if we catch anything. And again, with this very basic fishing rod, because you don't have bait on it yet, we're not quite at that level yet, we're still kind of noobs at this. It's going to take a little bit of time and patience to get the fish to bite. another shad. Nice. Alright, well, switch it up a little bit. I'll show you my next favorite spot on the beach. Anything to forage here? Nope. Broken bridge. I wouldn't recommend fixing that bridge initially. 300 wood is a lot to spend on something that you don't need just now, but just remember it's there for later. Ooh, more twigs. Let's see if we can get anything. Oh, just a lump of clay. Not too bad. I mean, it's 20 gold. We'll take it. Right now, we're just really aiming for profits. So let's sell what we have. Let's get rid of those. Make a little chunk of coin. And let's go back and see if we can... Why did I select that? No, I wanted my fishing rod. Alright, so yeah, fast forwarding again. Let's just fly on through. Catch as many ocean fish as we can. And again, if you get the treasure, that's cool. If not, don't worry about it. We really want to focus on leveling up, selling fish. Ooh, hey, Sebastian. So this is the other favorite fishing spot. Is the on the west side of the beach. The rock. There's a little spot on the boardwalk there that you'll see, just like a little nub there. You'll kind of know where to line yourself up, but not catching as much as I would hope. So that took a little while. It's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're not having a very lucky day fishing today, I will admit. Okay, let's give this spot one more try. Maybe. Nothing. Nothing, no fish. Lots of rain, but no fish. Darn it. Let's see. Let me tell you, patience is a virtue when it comes to fishing until you get to about fishing level 4 and 5, and then it becomes a lot easier. But initially, and don't get discouraged, it's not likely going to be your favorite thing to do. But it pays off. And it pays well too. You get decent gold for fish. Alright. Other favorite fishing spot. The bridge on the way to the museum. This is another good one. It usually brings me a decent amount of, if I catch them, brings me a decent amount of fish. Now you can also, as you're casting your line, if you move your directional arrows, you can have your line go a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. And it's good to practice that as well. You know, trying to practice putting down the line in different positions, because eventually, I don't have any to show you yet, but there are activity spots in water that spawn, and you'll see it as a little cluster of bubbles in the water, and that means that in that spot there are a lot of fish spawning right at that time. Another favorite spot is the Joja Mart entrance bridge. Also a good one. So let's see if we have any luck here. Oh, and always, at least in the beginning, we're not really collecting it for anything, eat the kelp, eat the algae. Alright, let's go through this real fast. Alright, continuing on. As you can see, we're just kind of flying through this, trying to kill a little bit of video time by fast forwarding through it, but enough is enough with that. Let's go over to Joja Mart, and from the money that we had from selling the original fish over down at the beach, you can buy some extra parsnips. And the reason why we're going to Joja Mart, it's Wednesday. Good old Pierre is closed on Wednesdays, so can't do that here. Alright, so let's collect some of this stuff and drop that off. And I'm narrating this after filming, and I just realized I don't know why I tossed in those rice shoots. Yes, I'm, tilling the soil because the soil's auto-watering itself from the rain, so we don't have to expend as much energy. Why on earth did I throw those rice shoots into storage? I could have just... See, they're just sitting there. I don't know. Probably wasn't too concerned with it because rice, if the rice shoots, if you put it next to a water source, so in our case that little pond in the right hand corner, they basically water themselves. That's probably why I wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, if I had to re-record this, which I won't, but definitely would have planted those rice shoots again. But now again, we are just down to the nubbins with our energy level. So really don't want to exhaust ourselves. It's getting late at night. And absolutely... Oh, alright. One little measly horseradish for a snack. Might help us a little bit. Any improvement over here? Nope. Still blocked. Alright, buddy. Keep chipping away at it. Get that unblocked. Any food over here? Nope. Sometimes there's a leak over here at the edge of the cliff by Linus's campground, but no such luck. Hop up behind the tree. Alright, I give up. I give up. There's just no snacks. Let's just head on home. Doo -doo 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 -doo. Running home. Yeah, no kidding. It's getting late. Run, run, run. Alright, so let's get our stuff ready for tomorrow. But we still have a little bit energy left. I safely feel like using. I could have pushed it a little bit more, but no, I don't want to risk it. And there we go. We got our level 1 fishing, so next time we go fishing it's going to be a little bit easier. Alrighty. And 187 gold from the fish, not too bad. Okay, that wraps up day 2. Here we go. Got some decent price for the fish when we look at the itemized list. But yeah, that wraps it up. I will see you tomorrow.